So thank you so much for doing this. We greatly appreciate it. As you know, Cleveland has an Alzheimer's disease research center, and part of that center is used to coordinate brain donation so that we can learn more about people that have developed brain illnesses like Alzheimer's disease and related type of conditions. And we wanted to speak with you, Clarence and Vicki, because we know that you went through this process with your loved one through the National Prion Disease Pathology Surveillance Center. And we're hoping that in this conversation, other people who are considering the process can learn something and perhaps it will help them make a decision. So thank you so much for doing this.
Not a problem.
So can you tell me a little bit about what led up to you having to make a decision about brain donation for a loved one?
Well, for us, for Diana, they weren't sure what was wrong with her. So after seeing about 4 or 5 neurologists and specialists, the only way we can get an answer was to do that. And also I had spoken to my girls before and asked them about donating any part of their body, and they always said yes. So it really wasn't something difficult for us to think, to make a decision, but we did want answers. And that seemed to be the only way we can get 100% sure, be 100% sure.
Yeah, no, that's exactly correct. Unfortunately, with these illnesses, as you guys are well aware, that's the only way to know for sure what caused it. So, do you think there's similarities between brain donation and just organ donation in general?
I think there's certainly a similarity, but I think in the case of, in this case, there's a need to want to advance the science. In other words, you have a loved one, they're sick, they have symptoms, they have this, they have that, the other, and you really want to know the why. But at the same time, when it's something that you're gonna, a dozen specialists and they don't know what's going on, then you say, hey, this is something we need to add to the data out there so that in the future, other people, won't have to go through this, and we'll have a better, at least have a better target at what to look for.
So it sounds like a lot of your rationale was, number one, you really wanted to get an answer about what was going on with your daughter. And then number two is you wanted your daughter to be able to help the medical community know what's going on so that other people could be helped. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely.
As you've probably heard from the conference, one of the benefits of the surveillance center is that we have autopsy coordination, right? But, sometimes hospitals, kind of coordinate it themselves, or families have to coordinate them themselves. So, both of our programs, the Alzheimer's Disease Research Center and the Surveillance Center, they have dedicated autopsy coordinators. So how beneficial do you think that would be to the process as you went through it?
So yes, having a coordinating center that you can say, these guys will step in and coordinate this, but it needs to happen right at the time of death, or if you aren't careful, the body's cremated and it's lost.
Was there any personal benefit to getting the brain donation? Some families say it helps provide a sense of closure, it helps with their grieving process. Did you find that to be the case with you?
It did not help with grieving process, but it did give us closure, because I feel like I'm still grieving and I always grieve for her. But at least I have closure in knowing that she did not have anything genetic. I have closure in knowing that Clarence or myself are not responsible, for what she had. The only closure I don't have is trying to figure out where she got it from.
Right.
And that's just something that we'll never have an answer to, I'm afraid. But at least I know this is not passed on to my other child and to her children.
Yeah, and also for me, I got to meet you in the foundation, which has been very rewarding, and working with particularly our local neighbors. It helps the grieving process and moving forward.
So knowing that she has basically the rarest of rarest brain diseases, and as you said, Vicki, there's not a lot that is understood. Does that mean anything to her legacy through the brain donation process?
We'd always tell her that she was so special because of that brain. Oh my gosh. Now I'm supporting this foundation and doing everything we can to spread awareness. And the only reason I do it is to help. It would never help me. It would never bring my Diana back. But it's for the future generations and the families that are now trying to make a decision. Your decision, sometimes we have to do things that are just uncomfortable. And that does not make us comfortable, but realize that if we do go and do it, it's going to help someone else. But she was proud of her brain. So that brain lives on today. That's what I like to think. Her brain will live on today because whatever they got from it, they can go forward. And if we didn't do that, we can't help another family. And we've always been helpful to the community and to other families. Don't think about yourself, think about the future generations that you're going to help. Because I have a feeling Diana's name is just going to continue to live on, and some way or the other, what happened to her will be talked about. So I feel comfortable in knowing that she's helping someone else.
So other families are probably going to be watching this. They may have a loved one with prion disease, like Diana, or Alzheimer's disease, or another type of brain illness. And they're contemplating whether or not to go through with the brain donation process. What would you say to them right now?
Key is knowledge. I said spread that knowledge, help some other family. And if you can't make that decision, just think about your future generation. Because if you have any relatives left, you're helping them. But what you do will help people that you don't even know.
It's actually no matter what the disease, it's true across all brain diseases. We do not get as many brain donations in minority populations as we do in non-minority populations. And you mentioned Danielle Jordan. She's our autopsy coordinator, and she's African American. But can you speak a little bit more about that, about the importance of people looking like you and being from the same background?
Having the CJD and Danielle Jordan, her on the team, it made a difference for me. And the fact that she and I, we may be different, but we look the same in another way. And she was on that team. I think it was very important. So having someone to look like me working there was absolutely important. Danielle, she called me. She just, she assured me that everything is being handled, according to plans. And she sympathized with me. And I didn't have anyone else to call but Danielle because she helped me to feel better during this transition. I feel like we're making a difference. And that's why I continue to support these organizations.
I think one of the way we reach them is having good people like yourself talk about it. So we really appreciate it. Again, you guys are very special to me. I've known you for a while, and you've definitely helped the cause in many, many ways and continue to do so. Before we end, and I also realize it's an extremely sensitive topic, so I'm appreciative of you guys talking about it. But is there anything else you want to mention to people that we may have forgot?
I feel like it's not just for people that look like me. It's for people out there that, to get involved in their community, because they are really taking this and they are talking about it and having a discussion with your neighbors and with people that look different than you. Talk about it with them. So having these uncomfortable discussions is what will bring someone else out. But I know a lot of people now who said they want to donate because of what happened to us.
And Brian, my only comment would be is as we do outreach, is let's be very careful with our terms. Autopsy means certain things to certain people. I've actually viewed a couple. Getting a biopsy is different. So if we're very specific and like I said, be very specific as to what we're trying to do, I think also that will encourage cooperation. And again, and I know you all reach out to them, but the funeral directors are very important in this because we can do all we want to, but if he doesn't carry through with getting the body to the right place at the right time, that it all goes for naught. So
Well, thank you guys again very much. I really appreciate it, taking time out of your day to do this. I will definitely send you a copy of the final result,